Okay, so I'm going to walk you through exactly how to build a landing page, funnel, strategy, design, all in, let's say, in about an hour. So whenever we used to build landing pages, I was going to say lead magnets, it would take us at least 6 to 12 hours. I would say half of that time was writing out the copy, coming up with a strategy, figuring out what is the experience going to be? How many pages in the funnel or steps in the funnel are we going to take these people through? And then on each step of the funnel, what is each section going to say? What is the progression of that? There's long form funnels, there's short form funnels. We're going to talk about both today. Now, a key part of the principle that we use is a concept of good artist copy and great artist steal, quote by Pablo Picasso. And the reason we say that is because this is heavily built on a swipe file we've been building over the past 2 years. Now, swiping sounds like plagiarizing. And I know you might be thinking, I don't want to grow my business by stealing. This is a perfectly valid concern, which is why the first thing we're going to cover in this is what a swipe file is versus what it is not. Then we'll get into why a swipe file is important for your business, as well as how to build one and how to use it. So first thing that we need to understand is, what is a swipe file? Swipe files are not just for professional marketers or professional copywriters. Everybody realistically should have one. That way you have a core sense of your brand identity, some examples, what's working for others. It's very similar to competitor analysis. We want to look at the headlines. How are they getting their leads? The sub-headlines and other copy-based aspects that most copywriters or marketers are looking at. We want to keep that in our tool belt so we can analyze these later. And it's less technical than you might think. So by definition, a swipe file is a collection of inspiration or effective marketing strategies that we're seeing other people using that we can use as inspiration or reference for later. If you don't have a swipe file, eventually you're going to run out of ideas and feel overwhelmed whenever a project comes in front of you. You don't want to do this at the last minute. You want to build it in your day-to-day life. We do this with content and we do this with landing pages. So let me show you the tool that we use for our swipe file. Alrighty, here it is. So the tool that we use for our swipe file is called Go Full Page. So this is an example of what this actually looks like. So we have it as a Chrome extension here, and it takes a picture of the entire page. You'll see that we've been collecting them since 2023. So let's say we're looking to build a challenge. We just look up the keyword challenge and we can see that we have 10 examples that we can pull from. And we're taking pictures of each stage of the funnel so we can see how people are navigating the user experience for their clients. So let's say we're going to look at an upsell. This is Iman Gotzi's upsell. He's done tens of millions of dollars worth of revenue in info products. So obviously he's going to be doing something right. So we can study his copy in the sections of this. Now, the way that we study this looks like this. So I went ahead and copied and pasted 5 images from the swipe file specifically for challenges because that's what I'm building right now. You'll see that we have a prompt here. You are an experienced marketing strategist and funnel analyst with a strong background in copywriting and conversion optimization. Your task is to analyze funnel sections I've uploaded and identify recurring patterns in copy, syntax, and overall structure. So we're not just looking at copying and pasting these, we're looking at what is the syntax? What are they saying? How are they structuring their sentences? How are they flowing? Almost like storytelling. How are they taking the client through each section as they're scrolling through? So I tell it to analyze the 5 funnels, review each of them because they have multiple folds. So what a fold is if we look at this from a big eye perspective, each section of this is a fold. 1 fold, 2 fold, 3 fold, 4 fold, 5 fold, 6. This is all considered 1 because it has the same goal. It's going day by day. So 7, 8, 9, 10. This has 10 folds. And you'll see they're each going to vary in different folds. This is what's called a fold. The very top one is called the hero section here. So if we were to zoom in or look at a separate example, this area right here, this is what's called the hero section. Now, if we look at another example, let's say this one, Look at this hero section. This is the most important section because this is what's going to grab attention, and this is what somebody's going to make a decision on if they're going to scroll through the rest of the page and or just register immediately. So we'll see this is Maria Wendt. She's a great marketer, and you'll see this is her front fold. She has a big headline, subheadline, image, subheadline, button, and then another subheadline here, right? So this is what we're looking at, the patterns of each. So I don't just have magical prompting skills. I do use a tool for this. It is a free tool, open source. Oops. And it is called Feedough, ChatGPT prompt generator. And so what I can do is I can say, I want to analyze funnel copy, flow, and syntax. Again, you don't have to put so much. You can add more into this as needed. Press generate. Great. And so this is what it's going to do. It's going to give you the entire prompt that you can just copy and paste and put into here. Now, I do like to Frankenstein it. You're going to hear me probably say that phrase a lot. I like to Frankenstein it because sometimes let's see here, if my computer doesn't freeze. All right, my computer froze, but that's okay. So I like to Frankenstein it. Whenever you press regenerate, it gets you different responses. Sometimes I like different responses. I don't always go with the first one that it gives me. And so this was probably Frankenstein from 3 different responses. So what it's gonna do now is it's gonna fully analyze this. So you'll see here, perfect. Now it's identifying the tone, the copy style, the hero sections. It's identify section by section here. And you'll see this is what it's going to give us. So I identified 8 consistent sections or folds that they use within the landing pages, right? This helps us know, great, I know I need a final CTA section. I know that I need an offer stack or a bonuses section, etc., etc. What I also do here is I did this again. I said, now that I understand the flow or the overall structure, now I want to get specific on the copywriting. So I did the same thing. I went to Feedough, I got a prompt from there, and I'm having it analyze the syntax and the copywriting within each of these sections. And this is what we see here. So within the hero section, it gives me 5 different variations with different CTA buttons to kind of reference into here. And same for each of these different sections. This is for you if you're a perfect fit, if you ... etc., etc. Now, what I did is I took these 2 responses, this one and the top one, and I put them into my digital notebook. So let's go to Notion. And I added it here at the bottom, the funnel analysis and templates here. So that way I can keep all of the responses in one space. I don't have to rely on this one conversation for the study that I just did, and I can come back to this for later. And so you'll see it's into here. Now, I don't just do this with ChatGPT, I also do this with Claude as well. I just like to split test to see what are the different analysis. They're going to give you different responses. And I like Claude because Claude is very good at copywriting and it's going to analyze that a little bit deeper. So I did the same thing, the exact same prompt, and this is the response it gave me. And you can see it looks different immediately. Main headline template, how to achieve desired outcome, even if common obstacle. So without me even asking it to, it automatically gave me the copy templates to look at, which is exactly what I wanted. So go Claude. And it did this for each of the different sections here. Beautiful. I still gave it the copywriting prompts because I wanted multiple variations of this. So now if I want to come up with the main headline, I can pick one out of these different 5 variations, and the same for all of these. Now, this is a lot of information and it's a lot to choose from. So what I just did is I copied it and I added it to my digital notebook in Notion here. So this is the one that was actually here at the top. Great. So I've done my analysis, I've done my research on 5 different challenge funnels because I'm building a challenge right now. So now that that's done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new conversation with chat. What I did actually was I downloaded this Notion notebook, all the funnel analysis that we just did, and I created a new project in Claude called the Funnel Builder. What I also did was I uploaded just our very common basic communication guide for how I want it to talk and how I don't want it to talk. You can find this in the community as well. And then I also downloaded a Russell Brunson book called Lynchpin. And you'll see it's all uploaded into here. So the way that I downloaded that book was I went to Ocean of PDF, and I can look up any sales book, any marketing book, anything that I want my custom GPT or my custom Claude to reference, and use this within it as well. So upload it so that way it's not getting all of its information from me and it can stay hyper focused. Okay, so going back to the funnel builder. Now we're going to take a pause now that we did our analysis of the different funnels. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to ChatGPT. Let me see if I have this pulled up already. Great. And I'm going to go to the offer bot. Now I already did this here. So the offer bot is helping me identify my offer for my AI offer challenge here. So it's going to ask me a series of questions, and I just gave it all of the notes that I have so far. And I had a conversation with it to come up with ideas, themes, and just map out my entire offer here, even the brand colors and the brand elements as well. So use the offer bot to help you create any offer that you're launching out. So what I did was I went ahead and I started a new conversation, and it already has everything it needs to know about building a funnel. It has the section templates, it has the analysis that we did across ChatGPT and Claude that we put in our digital notebook in Notion. It has all of that context already, so we don't need to worry about that. Now what I did is I just copied and pasted my offer summary that I created with the offer bot in ChatGPT. You'll see it has everything in here from the VIP to the pain points, dream outcome. It gives me all of this information. And I just tell it, this is the offer we're creating. Let's focus on funnel page 1, registering for free for the free challenge, and let's create the copy. So honestly, this copy was really good from the start. I asked it for validation on how many folds this was, and I wanted it to have 10 folds total because that's what I noticed just looking at the funnels myself. They tended to have 10 folds within it. So I added 2. I had to integrate it all, and so this was the final funnel copy within this here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. Now, I did go ahead and upload what ChatGPT had created for me was a mood board for the funnel I was building. So you can use that, and you can actually build your funnel and get a visual analysis of how you want it to look within Claude, which actually this isn't pretty bad. You know, we use Go High Level for all of our landing pages, all of our funnels. So I basically use this as a guide for whenever I'm designing it or using a template within Go High Level, right? But we can take this one step further for it to be more interactive and just look a lot cleaner. And this is where Lovable comes into play. So let's pull up Lovable. Great. So what I had a conversation with Lovable is I just said, design a landing page with the exact copy. Also, if you're not familiar with Lovable, this is a great app if you're wanting to learn how to do vibe coding. Vibe coding is basically the process of building your own app with just having a conversation with the language learning model. So just like this, it designed the HTML, the CSS, it made it fully interactive. It basically built the entire website for me, except I can't export it into Go High Level because there are some things I personally want to customize and edit. You could do this with other platforms, but we're going to focus on what I know and what I use. So I just told it design a landing page with the exact copy. I just completely just copied and pasted it into here. And this was the first response it gave me. And this is actually pretty freaking good, right? So at this point, we mapped out our offer, we did a funnel analysis. This is all less than 30 minutes, especially if we already have a landing page built with our swipe file, or we already have our swipe file built, so we can look at these as reference. Now, if you're just getting started, any ad that you see that actually captures your attention, put it onto your computer, use Go Full Page, and take a screenshot of it. Again, this Chrome extension is called Go Full Page. So let's take a look at what this funnel looks like. First of all, love this countdown. This is everything. It has a glowing button here. And it went ahead and designed this for me. And this is pretty clean, okay? Day one, I love the way this is structured out. This gives me so many ideas. This challenge is perfect for you. What you'll get. Love this layout. Very easy to understand. And I really like how they put like kind of like placeholders here, which is something that Claude doesn't do. Love this right here. And if I pressed a button, it's going to go immediately to the form. And this is what the registration form is. So this helps me visualize all of the copy that I just created. So whenever I'm designing it or using a template and go high level, it is so much easier. Again, this process shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes to an hour. You get to designing that maybe might take you 30 minutes to an hour. You can have a full funnel built within 2 hours, if not less. So this allows you to pump out offers and actually really focus on what you're delivering to your clients here. Now, something fun that I also did was, let's see where it is here. Okay, right here. So I really liked that challenge box that it had right here with the countdown on it. And so I asked it, hey, can you give me the code so I can embed this on my website? A lot of times, if you try to do a countdown, you might have to use an extra widget that you have to pay $5 a month for or something weird like that. And so you can actually code something within ChatGPT or within Claude or Lovable to upload into your site. That's exactly what I did. So how I put this together, and this is something completely unnecessary, you don't need to do this, but this is something that I think is good to know. I had it create the challenge bot. So I got the code right here. I just copied and pasted this code and I put it into Claude and I told it to visualize it. So you'll see we have almost the exact same thing. Let's go back. We have this challenge box, except now we have it fully functioning here on the side within Claude. So what Claude was able to do is I just told it to make sure it was mobile compatible, make sure that it's one size, it doesn't flex or anything within the landing page. There's no weird formatting issues. And I had it update it, and this is what it looks like on the slides so far here. Right? Fully functional. This is going to update as the date gets closer. This is slowly going to start to fill up. And you'll see it has this nice gradient, looks very classy, and I can change it anytime if I needed to. And it's directly correlated for the date that I set it for. So cool things that you can add custom CSS into your landing page if you need to, right? So this is just a crash course on how you can build a landing page using AI, saving yourself time. It shouldn't take you more than maybe max 2 hours to build an entire funnel with multiple pages. Let's say, for instance, ours is, and I can actually show you this. So this is what ours looks like. We built this all with multiple different pages. So if you're just doing a registration page and a thank you page, shouldn't take you more than an hour to go through this entire process. Now for us, we did do multiple different pages. We had a register here, we had an upsell for VIP, then we had a confirmation page, and then a separate confirmation page for VIP. This is insane. This is going to save you so much time. If you have any questions about this, or you have an idea, if you have any questions about this, or you want to do a workshop on how to use Go High Level for your business, just leave a comment below and we'll get to work with that. Thank you.